Akpabio finally got 48 hours from Trump to finally step down until they finish investigating the matter between Natasha and Akpabio. You know, I told you a few days ago, I said the news of Akpabio is one of the most selling news in US right now. In US media, the news of Akpabio, the harassment case between Akpabio and Natasha, is the most selling at the moment, even to the extent that newspapers, top newspapers in US and in UN, they are now carrying the news. Now it's selling so fast in the international community. Now Trump are finally called to it. You know, they said Akpabio cannot suspend his accuser, that Akpabio needs to step down for his vice to get there. It is until they finish investigating the matter and they see who is saying the truth among Natasha and Akpabio, that is when they will know what to do, you know. So Trump finally gave Akpabio ultimatum to step down. You see sure for yourself in this very video. Everywhere, boss. Tension in Aso Rock right now. Tension in Senate, you know. Everywhere is boiling at the moment. So I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video. So if you can share the video as you're watching it, just do well to share it. Share to the different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
And boy, you believe you find for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, just do well to click the association button appearing on your video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you know. You know, Akpabio is trending on the US media at the moment. I said it in my previous videos. I said Akpabio is trending on the media right now, and it's not in Nigeria media, it's trending in international space at the moment. You know, when the issue of Natasha happened with Akpabio and Natasha actually accused him of a lot of things and all of that, you know, the senators in the House of Senate, they actually put their support for Akpabio. Many of them put their support for Akpabio. They begin to castigate Natasha, though we don't know maybe Natasha is saying the truth and we don't know maybe Akpabio is saying the truth, but at that very point they're not supposed to pick side, you know. But a lot of the senators actually supported Akpabio. That was why Natasha go as far as the international community. She went to UN and she went to US Congress. She went there to lay complaint on Akpabio, that Akpabio is using power to suppress women, is using power to suppress a lot of people, including senators and all of that. And the news in US is flying all around. Even in UK, the news is flying everywhere, even to the extent that the top newspaper houses in all those big countries, they're now selling fast. The newspapers are selling fast. They're selling the news of Akpabio so fast because it's trending at the moment, even to the extent that it got to the table of Trump. You will see it for yourself in this very video. Akpabio is trending right now. You will see the directive that Trump finally gave a few hours ago. So I will play the full video. You will see things the way it goes. So I would like you guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do well to share it. Share it to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. If you can't share the video, just do well to like it. Like it, give it a thumb up. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening as far as Nigeria is concerned, as far as Natasha and Akpabio case is concerned. Just share it. You know, Akpabio did not know that this matter will get this far, because a lot of people have been calling Akpabio left, right, and center, that Akpabio should just come out to say his own part of the story and all of that. But Akpabio says he is not going to say anything regarding the issue and all. But they suspended the accuser. That's the problem that Trump is having with them at the moment. You cannot suspend the accuser. That is what they're saying. Someone is accusing you, you need to step down. That's what they're saying. They said Akpabio have an ultimatum to step down at the moment. This is just a phone call. They said Akpabio need to step down. It is until they finish the investigation. Prior to the time that Akpabio step down, the vice of Akpabio in the House chamber there can be representing Akpabio in the Senate seat as the Senate president. So it is until they finish investigating the matter. If Natasha is guilty, Natasha will be punished severally, and if Akpabio is guilty, Akpabio will be punished severally. Nobody is supporting Akpabio, nobody is supporting Natasha. Everything that a lot of people are saying is justice. We want justice to be served. If it's Natasha that is lying, justice must be served. If it's Akpabio that is lying, justice must be served. Nobody is bigger than anybody as far as Nigeria is concerned. Everybody have equal right under the law. That is what a lot of people are saying. So they cannot sweep this case under the carpet. And you know, Trump has finally shown matter into it, because a lot of people have been tagging him, and a lot of media houses in US, they be reading the news right in and center, because Natasha actually went there to condemn Akpabio. Come and see the disgrace of Akpabio in US and in UK. It's trending on the media right now. I will play the full video now. You will see things the way they go, and during the video you will hear what Trump said. You will see everything the way it goes. They said Akpabio have just few has to just step down and allow the investigation team to start, because Natasha said she will not release any evidence until they say that they want to investigate the matter. This is until they investigate the matter, that is when she will reveal evidences of what Akpabio did. Just stay connected. If you can share the video, share it. If you can't share it, just like it. Hear from the US media and hear what Trump said. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
We start in Nigeria, where a harassment case involving one of the country's most influential men has sparked a growing row over sexism and women's rights. At the heart of the debate is Natasha Akpoti, a Nigerian senator who, in a TV interview in late February, accused the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, of making repeated sexual advances towards her, claims that he has consistently denied.
From a right at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege.
Then Akpoti was suspended following this moment that erupted in the Senate about a change in her seating arrangement. Senator Akpoti, one of only 4 women in the 109-seat chamber, was barred for 6 months, just days after making her complaint on TV. The Ethics Committee said she had violated procedural rules. Separately, her sexual harassment petition was rejected on procedural grounds. Protests have taken place in support of Akpoti and her treatment, with some women's rights groups organizing rallies under the banner "We Stand with Senator Natasha," as seen here in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Akpoti recently spoke to DW and provided some context to her allegations.
It all started about a year ago, where the Senate President made sexual advances at me. He also has publicly made sexual remarks, whereby last year on the floor of the Senate, he shut me down during a debate saying that I am not in a nightclub. And then because I refused to yield into his demands, malice developed. And from that malice, he denied me several rights. I was denied speaking on the floor. I could not raise my motions. I couldn't participate in debates. And I was removed for a number of international activities. So all of that went on, and I was so silent, thinking that in the process of holding everything up, he will discover his wrong, recognize me as his colleague, and let me work. But no, it got worse. On the 4th of February this year, he removed me as chairperson of the Committee on Local Content. And 2 weeks after, he, in a bid to take away my visual presence in the Senate, he moved my seat to a far corner. And that was where all broke loose. I lost it. I couldn't take any more of his attacks on me, and I spoke out on the floor. I refused to take to the seats that he had moved me to.
In response to those comments, the Senate President's office has told DW that Senator Akpoti disrupted Senate proceedings by refusing to take her reassigned seat, saying 10 others were similarly reassigned and complied. We asked the Senate President for an interview, but instead received a written statement. Here's part of it. Senator Natasha Akpoti Udwahan's narrative is a strategic deflection aimed at evading responsibility for her disorderly conduct, breach of legislative protocol, and contempt for Senate authority. It goes on to say sexual harassment is a serious issue that deserves due process and fair hearing. However, false or politically motivated allegations weaponized for personal gain are equally damaging. So, what are Nigerians making of this debate? Here are a few perspectives.
I feel like no is no. When a woman says no verbatim, like she says it straight, no is no. And use of power, you're in an office, you are the boss, you want to, because you have that power, it is alarming. It's actually happening, but you know, we can't speak up because it's actually our, you know how job is in Nigeria now. Your job is actually on the line, because when you speak up, you might lose your job.
I think our society needs to stop this stigmatization of when they say someone is being harassed, they will now be, look at that, that's the person. We should stop. When we stop that, we encourage people to speak up, because even a lot of people are dying in silence. A lot of women are depressed.
I'm now joined by Ireti Bakari Youssef, broadcaster, women's rights activist, and founder of Purple Women Foundation, as well as ONE. Ireti, I want to start by asking you what ONE is.
Thank you very much for having me, by the way. WAN stands for, it's actually WAAN, which stands for We Are All Natasha.
So you felt compelled to actually start this foundation as a result of this particular case?
Well, it's actually a movement, yes. It was triggered off literally. For me, the first day the issue began, which was at the Senate, when we saw the exchange live. Immediately after that, I was on another station. I was being interviewed. And once I came off that, I knew that. And at that time, there hadn't been any issue of sexual harassment because there was like 2 or 3 days before she came on TV to talk about the sexual harassment issue. But yes, one, and it's perfect. It sums up what's happening in Nigeria. It's not just about the women, it's also about men, young boys, young girls. It's about patriarchy. That's really what one covers.
Well,
the patriarchal structure.
Talk to us a little bit more about this. Why has this case ignited so much discussion?
Excellent question. Because for a long time, decades, not even a long time, decades and decades and decades, you've had advocates like myself who have been encouraging women to come out and speak their truth with regards to sexual and gender-based violence. So the campaign has been going on for a long time. But in the case of Senator Natasha Akpabio, she is the most senior female in government and in society, let's be honest, and I'm talking about in the professional space now, that has come out to literally speak her truth, but not only speak her truth, but to point to the third citizen. The Senate President is the third citizen of Nigeria. So by her doing that, not only would it encourage and inspire other survivors to come through, but it also pivoted the conversation in a way that that had never happened before. Gender-based violence doesn't just affect women, it also affects men in Nigeria. It's the patriarchal structure that stops a man who is qualified, and therefore not able to get the job because they're not part of the minority who hold this structure so tightly. Okay, it's the same one that will stop a boy who is perfectly qualified from getting the job that they have the skills for, because their father is not part of the old boys group of patriarchy. It is now even more so the big wall and boundaries that is built to prevent women from actually coming into politics.
Can you give us an example or examples of the kinds of things women have to endure while simply conducting their lives on a daily basis?
Wow, when we talk about sexual harassment, I can just off my head at least 5, 6, 7 women who are personal friends of mine who have gone, when I will tell you, and it will shock your viewers. A friend of mine goes into an office to do a presentation to an MD. She gets there, he turns around from his table, and his trousers are down, and he's showing his family jewels.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's not unique to her at all.
That's not unique to her.
A woman works with a man, or she's working with a client or whatever, and she's told to come and meet him at a hotel. She gets to the hotel only to be told she has to go to his room.
Okay, enough said. As I've listened to what people say about these issues, women in particular, one thing stands out. All the voices saying it's taboo to complain about sexual harassment, even when you're the alleged victim. Can you point to any reasons for that?
It's societal. So when a woman speaks out, she's automatically slut-shamed, number one. Number two, she's often ostracized from her community. And this is what happens. It's always designed to silence the survivors. It's designed to weaken your resolve. It's designed to break and shatter your strength. It's also then, by extension, a message to other women that don't you dare speak up, because if we can do this to Natasha AKPOTI, look at what we can do to you.
Let's go back to Senator AKPOTI for a moment. As you know, there are a lot of people praising her bravery, but very few saying this is Nigeria's Me Too moment. Why?
Let me address why I call it our Me Too moment. Because Senator Natasha is not the first woman to come out and point to the same person or allege that the same person, the same Senate president, actually sexually harassed them. It is also widely believed that all the other, if there are any other woman out there, be of whatever age, who can point to the same perpetrator, they won't. They will be too afraid. They will be too scared, because, and that's why I keep going back to, yes, it is an alleged, it's alleged, because it hasn't gotten to court. It hasn't been, the Senate have refused to investigate it, but also all the accusations and harassments and the weaponization of state instruments that is fashioned against Senator Natasha AKPOTI is by extension a way of silencing other women from coming out.
We will have to end it there. Our deep, deep thanks to Ereti Bakari Youssef.
Now to Nigeria, where a sexual harassment claim in the country's Senate has sparked a debate over sexism in the conservative country. Senator Natasha AKPOTI has accused the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, of asking her for sexual favors, a claim that he denies. She was then suspended from office. Scuffles broke out at a demonstration in the capital, Abuja, in support of Senator AKPOTI. Demonstrators and rights groups are calling for a transparent investigation and for gender equality. Only 4 of the Senate's 109 members are women. Well, the senator who made that complaint joins us now live from Abuja. Natasha AKPOTI, welcome to DW. What do you say happened between you and the Senate President to prompt your complaint?
Thanks so much for having me on your show. And it all started about a year ago, where the Senate President made sexual advances at me. He also has publicly made sexual remarks, whereby last year on the floor of the Senate, he shut me down during a debate saying that I am not in a nightclub. And then because I refused to yield into his demands, malice developed. And from that malice, he denied me several rights. I was denied speaking on the floor. I could not raise my motions. I couldn't participate in debates. And I was removed for a number of international activities. So all of that went on, and I was so silent, thinking that in the process of holding everything up, he would discover his wrong, recognize me as his colleague, and let me work. But no, it got worse. On the 4th of February this year, he removed me as chairperson of the Committee on Local Content. And 2 weeks after, he, in a bid to take away my visual presence in the Senate, he moved my seat to a far corner. And that was where all broke loose. I lost it. I couldn't take any more of his attacks on me, and I spoke out on the floor. I refused to take to the seat that he had moved me to. And from then I opened up to my husband, which was very difficult to do because the Senate President was good friends with my husband at that time, but I had to manage a whole lot of this for 1 whole year. So I opened up to my husband. I said, listen, this is what I have been going through. I have been going through sexual harassment, and it has impacted negatively on my ability to work as a duly elected senator. And that was when I went open on the 28th of February this year on the television station Lent Arise, and I let my story out.
Okay, so the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, denies your accusations. What happened when you submitted this petition complaining about his behavior?
Of course, he's going to deny. Most wrongdoers will deny because it's a taboo for Nigerian women to speak about being sexually harassed. I mean, we have a culture that shames women about our bodies and speaking about sexual harassment, even though it's it's a form of violence here against women, but many women don't speak about it because there's no platform to air such complaints. Right. But what happened? On the 5th of March, on the 5th of March 2025, I submitted formally a report on sexual harassment against the Senate President, Senator Akpabio. But what happened? The very next day, I was suspended for 6 months with gruesome conditions, that all my security was taken away from me. I was not to be near the National Assembly for the 6 months of my suspension, that I was supposed to cease presenting myself as a senator locally and internationally, and that I think it's really wrong. It's not constitutional because the fact that I'm suspended illegally does not in any way take away my legitimacy as a senator. The Senate President did not elect me. None of the senators that elected me. My constituents voted me as a senator. Right. And for me to be slammed with such conditions, which other senators that were suspended were not given such conditions. Understood. So that actually shows the amount of vendetta that I've had to deal with.
And can you explain to us what Senate authorities told you about why they were suspending you?
They summed it up to say I was suspended for gross misconduct as against my allegation of sexual harassment. But I believe that I was suspended to silence me from speaking forth, more like punishing me and setting an example so that no other woman would dare speak on such things, especially against powerful men. So they say I was suspended for gross misconduct. And I ask, what exactly amounts to the gross misconduct? Was it because I refused to move my seats? We have... there were videos that popped up whereby the same Senate President in the 8th Assembly years back, he also had a brawl in the chambers because his seat was moved when he was not duly notified. Right. And his countenance, there was actually much more. In the Nigerian Senate, we have had senators gone physical on themselves, shouted, insulted, cursed, and even threw items at themselves. They were not suspended. So why me? I think I am just victimized. And that's the bigger picture of how women are treated in politics in Nigeria.
And could I
but
just
let me say this. Let me say this, very important. Okay. I am not the first woman to have accused the same man, Senator Akpabio, of sexual harassment. There is a lady in the corporate arena about 3 years ago. Her name is Koinonia. She was the MD of NDDC. She actually spoke that she had to slap him when he tried grabbing her in a hotel. So this is not an isolated case. But again, I'm saying this. I would want the courage that I have gotten to speak about this societal vice. I want it to be taken serious because there are a lot of women who are suffering, not just in politics, not just in the corporate arena, but in universities and many places. Women are sexually harassed and there is no safe spaces for us to vent and seek justice.
We want your deputy to be there before the judgment is over. We want your deputy to be the president for now. Your deputy should represent you for now. Akpabio, you have to step down. Your deputy will represent you for now. Because you can't be a president and you will be expecting people to speak against you. No. You know what you are doing. That is why you send Natasha out. Because you don't want Natasha to be there so that justice will not come equally. But now we are demanding you should step down. It is both of you. If it is other senate, then that is where you will be there. Then you send the two senators out. You go to send them for two of them for suspension. When the term is over, then. But for you can't be the president of the senate, and then Natasha will be out. No. You will choose. You will choose either you call Natasha back to be a senate, or you step down. You bring Natasha back, or you step down. Both of you should step down until this embarrassment is over. We have 113 senate. All of them are men. Just only 4 women that is there. 130 senate. 108 or 109 is men. Then only 4 women. And out of that 4 women, they are sending one out of suspension. Everybody say it's not our problem. After all, when they were eating money, it's just both of them. They are the one eating our money. No, there was a story. Why I'm voicing out is because of there was a story of a rat and a hen, a bear and a goat. The story. The woman of the house were sick. And the complaint to the husband that the way the rat is making noise up and down, at least he want to catch the rat. He set a trap. Then the rat now ran to bear. Tell the bear, please help me. He complained to the bear. The bear said, what's my business? I'm not inside the house. He went to the hen. Hen said, if they want to catch you, thank God, it's you and her. You are the one that even eating more than me. You are the one that is benefiting whatever they are cooking there. They ran to goat. Goat said the same thing. The way you were being treated, we are not treated like that. So go and fix your problem. At the end, the owner of the house set a trap. Before he set a trap, she was sick, and they said that she used a pigeon to do pepper soup for her. They use pigeon for the sickness to go. They use pigeon. In the rat present, they were cooking the pigeon. And the rat say, okay, now, you say it's not your business, but you go first now. After that, the lady was getting better. And when it was getting better, then I say, say, let's do a feast in the house. They now bring the hen. They use it to prepare a feast for the house, a little party for the family. Everybody was happy. They eat it. Then the rat now say, Shebe, you say the thing don't concern you. Who you and him? Who first go now? Not be you. Then little time the whole village knows that she is getting better, and the whole village came for the whole village came for visit them. Then I say, okay, now that more villagers are coming to visit, then let's prepare another feast. Then I slaughter goat for another visit. And the rat now say, he was saying them when they were cooking goat. Then the rat now say, you see, okay, when I was where there was a problem, I ran to 3 of you. You guys said it's not your business. Now, me and you, he and them now, who go first now? Who suffered the consequences now? And then the rat was in the house. So what I'm trying to say, something is happening in the state. We all should not keep quiet because they are the one that is eating the money. That we are not there, and they are friends, and they are eating our money. No, we should not say so, because very soon these people, they will be out, and we the youth will take over. And Natasha, she's a youth, she's young. So I'm not saying let's support Natasha, but let us fight for justice. Let us fight justice for both of them, Senator Akpabio and Natasha. But Akpabio have to step down. Akpabio have to go to suspension for 6 months, just like the way Natasha did. Just two of them have to go for the same treatment. We should give the same treatment to both of them. That is all we stand for. Treatment for both of them. Akpabio go for suspension. Akpabio step down. Akpabio step down. You cannot be a president in the Senate. We want your deputy to be there before the judgment is over. We want your deputy to be the president for now. Your deputy should represent you for now. Akpabio, you have to step down. Your deputy will represent you for now, because you can't be a president and you will be expecting people to speak against you. No, You know what you are doing. That is why you send Natasha out, because you don't want Natasha to be there so that justice will not come equally.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear everything that was said in this very video. You can see that media that you just finished watching now is not a Nigerian media. It is not a Nigerian media that can be bullied. It is not a Nigerian media that can be controlled. It is not a Nigerian media that they will tell them that they will just sanction them and all of that, and those media people will keep short. It is not all those Nigerian media. These are US media, and these people will always come out to call a spade a spade. If they can come out to call Trump out and all of that, who is Akpabio that they cannot call out? You can see what they're doing. They label it, and it's already flying all around the US media and US newspaper, and everything is trending about Akpabio. They said Akpabio sexual harassment thing and all of that. You can see the way they label it. If you did not check the video very well, go back to the video, check everything. You can see the way they labeled the Senate president of Nigeria very bad, just because Natasha actually accused him of something that is very, very pivotal. And you know, a lot of people have been protesting in US and in UK. They said Akpabio must be suspended. They said Akpabio cannot be a judge on his case, that the case of Akpabio cannot stand in as a judge. Even when Natasha came out to accuse him, if it is a working country, Akpabio needs to be suspended immediately, and that suspension is not a permanent suspension, it's a temporary suspension, and the vice of Akpabio will get into the seat of Akpabio and will be working. And prior to the time that the investigation is ongoing, the vice of Akpabio will be working, and after they conclude the investigation and they notice that it is Natasha that is guilty, then Natasha will be punished. They may even remove her as a senator, and I said that is not enough. If it is Akpabio that is guilty, Akpabio will be removed as a senator too. That is what is happening. But in this case now, Natasha was only suspended, and the person that was accused seated on the seat there, and he began to govern the thing the way he likes and all of that. And that is why a lot of people are actually kicking against. They said this issue is not about someone supporting Natasha. Nobody is supporting Natasha, and nobody is supporting Akpabio. Do a lot of senators in the House chamber there, they supported Akpabio when the matter escalated in the House of Assembly. They began to pick side. They put their support for Akpabio, and that was what actually truncated Natasha to go as far as international communities, because he already know that I cannot receive justice in Nigeria, so he go as far as US media, UK media, UN, US Congress and all of that to label Akpabio black. So for Akpabio to go to all those countries now, it is very difficult, because they already paint his pictures all around the wall of the country, in newspaper, on media and everything. So Akpabio visa will always be terminated. That's what is happening, because they will be like, this is a harasser that is coming to their country, and nobody wants someone like that in their country. So the matter needs to be investigated, and that is what Trump himself is saying, that they need to investigate the matter, because Natasha came out when they were asking her of evidence. They said, do you have an evidence of what you are actually saying regarding Akpabio and all of that? She said she have evidence that is documented. Date back to the interview that she did in Chinese television. She said she have the evidence, that the evidence is with her, that she will not release it until they plan to investigate the matter, because she believes that if she should release the evidence will be dead before arrival, because these people, according to Natasha, she said they're doing everything possible to sweep the case under the carpet so that the case will not linger. Natasha even go as far as telling the US media and making them to know that a lady have already reported Akpabio before, when Akpabio was still in NDDC stores and all of that, that a lady accused him of this same thing, that the lady even slapped him in the hotel room. That was what Natasha said, and this lady is not backing up based on the allegation that she's leveraging on Akpabio, because a lot of Nigerians actually came out. They said before Natasha can disrespect Akpabio this far, because they believe that Natasha actually disrespected Akpabio. Yes, it was obvious that Natasha disrespected Akpabio in the House chamber. So for a female senator to disrespect a man, a grown-up man, because if you look at their age, Natasha and Akpabio, they are not even close in age. Akpabio is an elderly person. So for a female person to disrespect an elderly person like that, a lot of Nigerians are saying that something would have happened at the back door that a lot of people did not know. Something would have happened that they did not say to the general public. They said Natasha cannot just have the temerity to just come out like that. Though all these things are alleged, nobody have the true fact at the moment. The true fact is between Natasha, God, and Akpabio. So a lot of people are coming up with different premises based on all these issues, all the speculations that is out there and all of that. They make their analysis. They said Natasha cannot just disrespect Akpabio like that. Something might have happened, but we don't know is innocent at this moment, and we don't know who is guilty. But they said Natasha and Akpabio need to be suspended, and the Senate should continue their day-to-day activity. And it is until the investigation finishes that is when we know who to punish and who not to punish, and all of that. That's what a lot of people in the media are saying, and even the international media. That is what they're saying. Now, what is your take regarding this whole issue? Do you think Natasha is lying or Akpabio is lying? Drop your opinion. Feel free. Just say your mind. Say your mind at the comment section on this video. Do you think the approach to which they take this thing is very, very wrong? Because a lot of people are saying that they are not supposed to suspend one of them. If they are going to suspend anybody, I thought they should suspend the two of them. Nobody is bigger than suspension. That's what a lot of people are saying. So drop your opinion in the comment section on this video. Feel free. Say your mind. As I'm going to dedicate and that channel for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video, and bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor for LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Why you with the for church? All as LAJUPOG Watch TV.